Welcome back to part 2 of our deep dive into the Nabakalebara ritual of the Jagannath Temple. In our last episode, we covered the impossible search for the sacred neem trees, the rituals of cutting them, and a triumphant return of the wooden logs, the daru, to Puri. The logs have just been rolled through the north gate of the temple and placed into Koili Bakuntha, the sacred garden which translates to the burial ground of heaven. This is where the public spectacle ends, and the most secretive, tightly guarded phase of the ritual begins.
The logs are now inside an open-air enclosure called the Nirmana Mandap. For the next 21 days, this is the most restricted place on earth. The carving of the deities is entrusted to a specific group of servitors called the Vishwakarma Maharanas, the master carpenters. Before they enter the enclosure, they must undergo strict purification rituals. Once they step inside, the heavy doors are locked from the outside. For 3 straight weeks, these carpenters do not leave. They cannot eat, drink, or sleep inside the carving area. Whenever they need a break for personal needs, they must step out into a designated courtyard, but they cannot return to their homes or see their families.
And no one is allowed to see the carving process. Even the Gajpati Maharaja, the king of Puri, and the head priest are barred from looking.
The secrecy is so intense that they don't even want anyone to hear the carving. To mask the sound of axes and chisels striking the wood, temple musicians gather outside the high walls of Koili Bakuntha. They beat large drums, clash cymbals, and chant the names of the Lord continuously, 24 hours a day, for all 21 days.
The Brahma Parivartan, the darkest night. While the new bodies are being sculpted, the old deities are still sitting in the main sanctum.
This happens strictly on the darkest night of the year, the Amavasya, new moon night, of the extra lunar month of Ashadha. Around midnight, the entire city of Puri goes dark. The state government literally cuts the power grid to the city. The temple is plunged into absolute, pitch-black darkness.
4 extremely senior priests from the Dadpati lineage are chosen for this sacred duty. 1 for Lord Jagannath, 1 for Balabhadra, 1 for Subhadra, and 1 for the Sudarshana Chakra.
Before they enter the sanctum, these 4 priests are blindfolded with multiple layers of thick silk. Their hands and arms are heavily wrapped in cloth. They must not see what they are transferring, and they must not feel its exact shape.
Inside the dark sanctum, they open a secret compartment located in the chest area of the old wooden idols. From there, they extract the Brahma Padartha, the supreme life force.
The mystery of the Brahma Padartha is one of the most guarded secrets in Hinduism. No one alive has seen it. The priests who have performed this ritual describe holding it as a surreal experience. They say it feels like a jumping rabbit or something vibrating and squirming in their hands, radiating an intense, living energy.
They carefully carry this mysterious entity from the old idol and place it into the newly carved, hollowed-out chest of the new idol. Once the compartment is sealed with a sacred paste made of sandalwood, camphor, and musk, the life force has officially moved. The new bodies are now the living gods.
This brings us to the Patli ritual. In the dead of night, the old idols of Jagannath, Balabhadra, Subhadra, and Sudarshana are carried out to Koili Bakuntha. Deep trenches have been dug into the earth. The old bodies, along with the wooden horses, chariots, and poles from previous festivals, are lowered into these graves.
It is an incredibly emotional moment. The Dadpati servitors, who consider themselves the blood relatives of Lord Jagannath, break down in tears. They cover the old deities with soil, burying them with the exact same respect and grief you would show a deceased family member.
Following the burial, a strict period of mourning begins. For 11 days, the Dadpati servitors observe Ansara. They don't shave, they wear simple unstitched white cloth, they eat only boiled, unsalted food, and they perform the traditional Hindu death rites for the Lord. The entire temple mourns. But as the saying goes, after death comes rebirth. Following the mourning period, the newly carved deities are brought into the main temple, but they are not entirely finished yet. They are missing one crucial detail, their eyes.
This is the Netra Utsav, the festival of the eyes. Special Brahmin priests use soot and natural pigments to paint the large, captivating, circular eyes of the deities. The moment the eyes are painted, it is believed the deities fully awaken to look upon the world.
The doors of the temple are finally thrown open to the public. This grand reveal is called the Navjoban Darshan, the viewing of the Lord's new youth. Millions of devotees who have been waiting for weeks flood into Puri to catch the very first glimpse of the newly born gods.
The Rath Yatra, the journey of the new bodies. And the timing of this rebirth is no coincidence. It happens just days before the world-famous Rath Yatra, the grand chariot festival.
For the first time in their new bodies, Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra are carried out of the temple in a massive, swaying procession. They are placed onto three towering, newly constructed wooden chariots.
For the first time in their new bodies, Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, and Subhadra are carried out of the temple in a massive, swaying procession. They are placed onto three towering, newly constructed wooden chariots.
The energy in Puri is electric. Millions of people grab the thick ropes to pull the chariots through the grand avenue. It's a celebration of life, renewal, and the enduring presence of the divine. The gods have died, they have been buried, and they have returned to ride among the people once more. The Nabakalebara is truly staggering when you think about it. It forces us to confront mortality. If even the physical bodies of the supreme deities are subject to decay and death, then human beings shouldn't fear it. It is just a change of clothes for the soul. It's a flawless demo.
Decay is inevitable. Even the divine form is not exempt from time. The wooden bodies of Lord Jagannath, Balabhadra, Subhadra and Sudarshana age and decay. Enityam esu kham lokam. Imam prapya. Bhajasvamam. Meaning of shloka is, having come into this temporary and joyless world, worship me. All that is born must decay, but the eternal essence remains untouched. Return to earth. The old deities are respectfully buried in the Koili Bakuntha. The temporary body returns to the earth from where it came. Meaning of shloka given is just as a person discards worn-out clothes and puts on new ones, so the embodied soul abandons old bodies and takes on new ones. Unseen, eternal and untouched by decay. It moves from one body to another, just as the soul moves from one body to another. This sacred process is a perfect demonstration of samsara. Birth, death and rebirth. The body changes, the soul remains. Bodies perish, but the soul is eternal. Nabakalebara reminds us. Change is natural. The soul is immortal.